Most people are scared of speaking in public because they don't want to freeze. And if you freeze on the spot and go blank, it's because you're not efficient at articulating your thoughts. If you can't articulate what you're thinking, you're going to be left frustrated. You're going to be left annoyed because there's definitely been occasions where you've been there and you've been thinking of this great idea. And when you go to tell someone else and talk about it, it just doesn't come out the way you want it to come out. It sounded a lot better in your mind than it did when you were speaking. Imagine you're an MMA coach and you're an 8 out of 10. That's your technical ability. You're an 8 out of 10 as an MMA coach, but your communication skills are a 2 out of 10. How do you think you'll be perceived? An 8 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10? Because let me tell you this, you will never surpass your communication skills. No matter how good you are at coaching or your technical ability is within a certain subject or field, if your communication skills are all the way down here, that's how you will be perceived. The only way your technical ability will get the recognition it deserves is if you can communicate your thoughts and articulate what is in your mind and get it out your mouth. And that's why it's so important to be able to articulate what you are thinking in a coherent and consumable manner. Now, before I go into the drill, where you are going to speak for 2 minutes on a certain topic, I'm going to give you a framework that you can follow so then you can have unlimited ideas of what to say. And if you also want some other tools that can help you articulate exactly what is in your mind, check out the link below. Put your email in and I will send over the tools that you need to articulate your thoughts. Because we're going to go through the frameworks, but there's nothing worse than not being able to get the right word that you're thinking of, or by being repetitive and using the same words every single time, and not being able to articulate it in a creative way. You want a creative design to your speech, and you do that by expanding your skills. And I will help you expand those skills in the link below, because if you don't expand those skills, you are losing opportunities and you are leaving them on the table. But now let's go into the framework, which is going to help you answer these questions. It is PREP. Point, reason, example, point again. And if you've paid close attention to this video, I've already used it. I used it for the intro. The point was about how some people freeze on the spot and they struggle to articulate their thoughts. The reason why articulation is so important in today's society. The example when I talked about the 2 out of 10 and the 8 out of 10 for technical ability and communication skills. The point, I reiterated the point why articulation and articulating your thoughts is so important, of getting that clear mind-to-mouth connection and pathway. Literally, my intro was using the PREP framework. And now you're going to use the PREP framework for this 2-minute drill that I'm going to get into. But let's go into the PREP first. Point. You're going to talk about the main idea or concept or answer for your 2-minute task. Reason. You're going to talk about the reasons that support your point. Make sure you don't talk about random reasons. These reasons have to support what you are saying. For example, I talked about the reason of why articulation was so important. That supported the point. Then, an example. Do you have any specific examples that will not only support the reason, but will support the point? I used the 8 out of 10 and the 2 out of 10. And then reiterating your point once again. You don't have to state the same question. You can reiterate your point in a different way, so it's not repetitive. But by having a framework, when you come to impromptu speeches and spontaneous speeches, you can then think, oh, that's the next section, that's the next section. And then you're asking yourself questions in your head instead of thinking, oh, what the fuck do I say? Now, we're going to use ChatGPT. Let me get my computer on the screen record, and I will show you exactly how you're going to do this. No more than 12 minutes a day is needed to improve your communication skills. And it is going on now. Let's go on chat. Where is chat? As you can see, I have just done this before this video. This is one of the questions that I answered. Let's go. Random topic. Go. Boom, it's going to give me a topic. Why breakfast might be overrated. Why breakfast might be overrated. Let's do 2 minutes. I'm going to give you a quick example. Think of your answer, then go. Breakfast might be overrated because people forget of the nutritional value that breakfast is meant to offer. These days, people have Crave, they have Weetabix, they have Cheerios. But what do they consist of? Sugar. Artificial sugars, which is only going to spike the insulin. We need something to fuel our body for the day ahead so we can be productive and we can use our time wisely. There's nothing worse than getting to work or getting to the gym and not having the right fuel for your body to perform. And by having Weetabix in the morning with loads of sugar, that is not a beneficial piece of food to fuel you for your day. Instead, think of eggs. It's full of choline. In the yolk, there is about 145 mg of choline. You have 4 of those eggs. That is your daily recommended amount of choline, which is great for brain function. If you pair that with some avocados, or 1 avocado, that's also great for your brain function. Your brain is full of fats. We want to fuel it with good fats. Now, by having that instead of this cereal, you're going to be in such a better place because life is all about momentum. If you can start the morning with a small win of something healthy, you then go on to get another win because you've had a healthy breakfast. It's fueled you to make that win happen. It's only going to build the momentum for more wins. And that is why I think breakfast might be overrated because people forget about the nutritional value that it's meant to offer. Now that's an example of what you could do. That was a 2-minute little speech. I used the prep framework as well as I could. Sometimes you will drift off slightly. That is totally fine. But I've just shown you this prep to give you some guidance, to try and give you some sort of path. But if I can carve the way and all you've got to do is walk down the path, it makes it a lot easier. And that's why frameworks are a great way of articulating your thoughts because it gives you questions to ask yourself before you give your sentences. It gives you the path. All you've got to do is walk on it. If you want some more ways to articulate your thoughts and create an efficient mind-to-mouth pathway, check out the link below. That will be for the email. Put your email in and I will send you over the tools so that you can be a master and learn how to weave a better world with your words. And if you like this video and you thought it had a profound effect, check out this one right here because you're most likely going to like that one too. You see that? Profound effect. That is what I will give you in the emails because I used to say, if you like this video and you enjoyed it, check out this one too. So I looked at different ways I could upgrade the language. So I used the profound effect phrase just then. And that's how you upgrade your vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? Check out the video. Yeah, that'll do for today. See you in a bit.